Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you to the industry interaction session on the Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana, hosted by Confederation of Indian Industry Mangaluru District in association with Employees Provident Fund Organization, Regional Office, Mangaluru. We thank you all for taking the time to be here today as we come together to understand and engage with this employment-driven PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana, a flagship initiative by the Government of India which aims to boost employment generation, enhance employability and strengthen social security across sectors with a special focus on the manufacturing sector. Now, to officially begin today's proceedings, may I now invite Mr. Natraj Hegde, Chairman, CII Mangaluru District and Managing Director, SNC Yojanics Private Limited, to deliver the welcome address and provide the context setting for this interaction, sharing insights into why the PM VBRY is a timely intervention and how the industry can leverage it. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome all of you today to this very interesting interactive program. I first of all like to welcome Ms. Madhumita Das, Additional Secretary, F&A, Minister of Labour and Employment, Government of India. She has been very keen to interact with all the industry bodies at the grassroots levels. So she has come down, she's been had a program in Belgaum day before yesterday, and today she is with us. I warmly welcome you on behalf of CII and the Bangalore region. I also welcome Mrs. Anita Sinha Dikshit, Additional CPFC Headquarters, Bangalore Zone. She is with us today. Welcome you, madam. I would like to welcome Mr. Arif Lohani, Additional CPFC, Karnataka and Goa. Welcome you, sir. I also welcome Mr. Rajib Mukherjee, RPFC, RO, Bangalore, who has been very instrumental in having this program here. Welcome you, sir. I think the most crucial person for this program is one among us from the CII, Mr. Madhu Damodaran. He is the CBT member, EPFO, member executive committee and regional managing partner of AM Legals. Because of him, we could have this program across Karnataka. We welcome you, Mr. Madhu. And we also have with us Mr. Renuka Prasad from ECIC, ESIC, the Insurance Commissioner, South Zone. We have Mr. Manoj Kumar, Regional Director, ESIC, Karnataka. And we have Mr. Vijayanath, Joint Director, ESIC, Mangaluru with us. We all welcome you, sir. And it's a great privilege to welcome all the government officials. Because of your support, I think this program, we could have this wonderful program here. And all departmental representatives, the speakers, and we have the past chairman of CII, Mr. Gaurav Hegde. We have the CII key members here. We have the media representatives and all the participants and industry friends. We welcome you all. We are honored with your presence today, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all once again. Just to set the theme for today's meeting, I'll just give you a brief what we are going to have in this meeting today. Of course, we have the privilege to have Madhumita Das with us, and it is a great initiative. You know, she has been taking up across to encourage PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana and all the government programs. This is indeed a timely initiative of the Government of India, one of that seeks to strengthen India's workforce, formalize employment and support industries in their journey of growth and competitiveness. At a time when we are witnessing rapid industrial transformation, and increasing demand for skilled and formal workers, the scheme comes as a major step towards both inclusive growth and social security for the workforce. The PM VBRY, launched recently in August 2025, has set an ambitious goal to create over 3.5 crore new formal jobs within just 2 years, of which nearly 1.92 crore are targeted at first-time entrants into the workforce. With an outlay of close to 1 lakh crore, the scheme reflects the government's strong intent to boost job creation while also ensuring that the youth of our nation enter the organized sector with financial security, future readiness. It not only promises benefits for employees but also provides significant incentives to employers to expand their workforce, thereby creating a true win-win for both industry and society. One of the unique features of the scheme is its dual incentive structure. On the one hand, it supports first-time employees by providing them with financial incentives equivalent to 1 month's wages up to 15,000 rupees, disbursed in installments linked with financial literacy training. This ensures that our youth not only get their first formal job, but also begin their journey of savings, planning, and financial discipline. On the other hand, the scheme directly supports employers by offering monthly incentives of up to 3,000 rupees per employee, depending on the wage bracket, provided they increase their workforce strength. For the manufacturing sector, which is critical for regions like Mangaluru and Karnataka, these incentives extended for as long as 4 years, making it a strong motivator for industries to expand hiring and invest in talent. The larger vision of the scheme goes beyond numbers. It is about formalization of jobs, ensuring that every worker receives social security benefits under EPFO, and strengthening the culture of compliance in industry. It is about encouraging businesses, large, medium and small, to take that extra step towards workforce expansion, confident that their efforts will be supported by the government. It is also about financial inclusion with the added element of literacy that helps build responsible citizens who are financially empowered. Together, these elements make PM VBRY not just an employment scheme, but a holistic workforce development program. For a region like Mangalore, where industries span manufacturing, logistics, IT, petrochemical services, the PM VBRY presents a unique opportunity. Our member industries can leverage this scheme to expand their operations, bring more youth into the formal workforce, and strengthen their competitiveness while contributing to the nation's employment goals. As CIA Mangaluru, we see this platform as a chance to engage, understand, and work together with the government representatives and industry peers to ensure effective implementation of maximum participation. I encourage all you to see this session as more than just an interaction. It is a call to action. Let us share our questions, experiences, and suggestions so that we can together make PM VBRY a success story for our industries and our workforce. With our collective commitment, I am confident that we can turn this opportunity to a milestone for inclusive growth in our region. Once again, I warmly welcome each one of you to today's interaction. Let us use this forum to learn, collaborate, take forward the vision of a Viksit Bharat through robust employment, generation and social security. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Mr. Nataraj Hegde, sir, for the warm welcome and for the thoughtful overview, clearly outlining the scope and significance of this flagship initiative, PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana by the Government of India. We now move to a detailed presentation that will help us understand how the Employees Provident Fund organization is playing a pivotal role in implementing the PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. As we prepare to commence this special presentation, may I kindly request our esteemed dignitaries to take their seats in the audience. And I also invite Mr. Rajiv Mukherjee, Regional Provident Fund Commissioner, EPFO Mangaluru, to take us through the key processes, benefits and operational flow of the scheme to a presentation.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Today we have gathered here for the industrial interaction on PM VBRY scheme. This scheme is a very historic and innovative scheme recently launched from 1st August 2025. Before starting the PPTP, I think I'd like to speak a little bit about the scheme, and I'd like to mention some names who have gathered here. For this propagation implementation of the scheme, we have among us Madam Madhumita Das, ma'am. She is Adjunct Secretary and Financial Advisor to Ministry of Labour. Madam is also the, I think, Nodal Officer of Karnataka Zone. Karnataka is one of the 6 largest developing state of this country, and most of the industries, especially in engineering sector, engineering and software sector, you will find that in every year around 30 to 35% of all fresh graduates are being recruited in Karnataka. In Mangaluru also not left behind. Mangaluru and Dakshin Kannada district has an excellent communication skill. We have airport, we have got port facility, we have railway communication, we have got also very good road infrastructure. Dakshin Kannada district also have very good climate. It is neither extreme hot, neither extreme cold. The people are mostly educated. The literacy rate of Dakshin Kannada is around 96% at present census. And the people are very hardworking, very sincere and educated. And I think Dakshin Kannada district has a very good chance to grow. And also Mangaluru city as a whole, it is the second most growing city after Bengaluru in Karnataka. So because of this, we have got a lot of prospect in implementing this beneficial scheme which the government has launched. So today we have among us, first of all, I thank CI people to organize this function for us so that we can, for propagation and implementation scheme, so that this scheme is widely spread and widely acknowledged by the people, and the employers and the employees can take benefit of this beneficial scheme. I also thank in this occasion the additional CPFC ma'am, Anita Dishit ma'am. She has come here with her team. Respected Shri Shashank Dinkar sir, Shri Mihir Kumar sir, RPF Suman both. And we also have among us our additional CPFC sir, Arif Lohani sir, with his team, Ramkesh Meena sir. I also thank you Mr. Dhaya, UDP in charge, that is also among us. He has also given a lot of effort for that to propagating activity of the scheme in the member industry of UDP. I also thank all the employees who have come here, and also thank our special invitee, our regional committee head, Vishwanath Shetty. Vishwanath sir जो है, that he is among us for helping and propagating this scheme. So before now let me start the PPT. PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana scheme is to empowering jobs, formulating futures and fueling growth. This scheme is a part of Prime Minister Youth Employment and Skilling Package. It was announced in the Union Budget of 2024-25. In a period of 5 years, around 2 lakh crore budget has been assigned for this project. The purpose of this project, this scheme is to empower generating employment of around 4.1 crore youth. The scheme is to promote job creation on formal employment, skilling and internship. We have Similar schemes like AMS DE scheme, Skill Development Mission Expansion scheme, which was approved by the Cabinet on 7 May 2025. Then there is scheme for National Internship Scheme. First pilot was launched on 3rd October 2024. And of course, the PM VBRY scheme was approved by the Cabinet on 1st July 2025, and it is formally launched from 1st August 2025. PM VBRY will complement the National Manufacturing Mission of the Government of India. If you go through the scheme at a glance, you will see that the total outlay, that is the total budget sanction for this scheme, is around 99,446 crore, 99,446 crore. It is giving special emphasis to the manufacturing sector. We can see that for the benefit of the scheme can be availed by the manufacturing sector for 4 years, and other than manufacturing sector, the scheme, the other sector can avail the scheme for 2 years. The targeted job creation for this scheme is around 3.5 crore jobs, I think, which is very excellent, which is beneficial for the country as a whole. Scheme implemented through EPFO. The scheme will be implemented through EO because the benefit has to be as per the ECR which are generated, submitted on uploaded monthly, and that's why it has to be implemented through EPFO. The scheme has 2 parts. That is part A for first timers. First timer means that the fresh employees who did not have UN number earlier, so and if there are UN number earlier also, so there was no contribution. Those employees will be getting the benefit of the scheme. Later on I'll give a little explanation. And part B is for the employer. The employer is going to get certain incentive, and go in details later. Date of the start of the scheme is 1st August 2025. The registration period for the scheme is 1st August 2025 to 31st July 2027. The objective of the scheme. What is the objective of the scheme? Objective of the scheme is to create additional employment in the formal sector and to sustain it. Catalyze employment generation across all sectors. Additional focus on job creation in the manufacturing sector, because I told you earlier, this scheme is for 4 years for the manufacturing sector. Next is that to promote employability and formulation of the workforce. Again, it is enhancing social security coverage of workforce. That means that those persons who will be employed will be getting benefit of PF. So it will give them social security benefit. Strengthen financial literacy, because if you want to get the full benefit, that means you have to pass a certain course, you have to clear it online, and then the second installment of the payment will be given to the employee. I'll come to that later on. Benefit of the scheme. The benefits to be given to the employee, the first time employee will be getting the benefit of the scheme. That is, number 1, financial support from the government for first timers. More youth in formal workforce. Social security benefit coverage for first timers. Financial literacy skill. It will inoculate saving among the young youth. On-job training, making first timers employable. Improved employability through sustained employment. And what about the industry? The benefit of the scheme to the industry? To offset cost of additional job creation. Enhanced workforce productivity. Incentivize coverage of social security net. Now I will come to incentive for the first timers. Who will be eligible for this incentive? First timers with a monthly salary up to, that is 99,999. That means that is below 1 lakh rupees. Those people, those employees who are the first timers, who are salaries less than 1 lakh, they will be eligible for the benefit of this scheme. This in first, the part A of the scheme, that is, the employee will not get it, the employee will be getting it, this benefit. Applicable to employees enrolled as EPF members in the EPF covered or exempted establishments, that is exempt under section 17 of the EPF MP Act 1952, and manage the provident fund and pension fund corpus through their own trust. What is the incentive structure? That is 1 month wage. 1 month, what is 1 month wage? That is basic plus DA, dearness allowance, and that is 1 month wage up to 15,000, that in 2 installment. The maximum the employee will get, first time employee will getting the benefit up to 15,000 in 2 installment. That is, one first installment will be 7,500 and second will be 7,500. So how is being given? I'm explaining. First installment will be payable after 6 months of electronic challan cum return ECR filing. Second installment will be payable after 12 months of ECR filing plus completion of mandatory financial literacy course. This is an online course which has to be passed by that first timer employee. Number 2, second is that to promote habit of saving, second installment will be retained in a saving instrument, deposit account and available for withdrawal after a fixed period of time. Needs to only issue direction on it. It's a specific direction is not that. What I have learned is that I think after 12 months, that amount can be withdrawn by the employee. Incentive productive periodicity, that is one time only. You will be getting the benefit into installment. It will be up to maximum 15,000. What is the registry period? I am repeating again. It will be for 2 years, other than that is that 1st August 2025 to 31st July 2027. What is the payment mode? It will be in the bank account will be transferred to the employee. That is direct benefit transfer via Aadhaar bridge payment system. That means that in Aadhaar, whichever the bank account will be mentioned by that employee, it will be transferred to that account. Why Part A? Why is the benefit to that employee? Facilitated hiring of first-time employees. Unemployed for first-timers is over 9%, although the overall unemployment is 3.2%. Employers hesitant to take first-timers, lack of basic skill, low productivity, unemployable, no experience at all. Another thing is that high attrition, which hinders skill formation and no productivity gains for employer. What does the incentive do? What is the purpose of giving this incentive? That is that partially offset the initial cost of taking up the job. Search cost, transportation, housing. Second is that behavioral change pushes the employee to stay for at least 6 months, because what has happened is many times the employees work for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, he does not like the job and leave the job. So to stop that, that's why the scheme has the payment first incentive will be given only after 6 months. It pushes the employee to stay for at least 6 months, which leads to skill formation and changes of higher salary on re-employment. Part B, incentivizing additional job creation. Who are eligible? All establishments registered with EPFO, including exempted. That means those establishments who are going to take the benefit of this scheme has to be registered in EPF. Threshold is that at least 2 additional employees for establishment with employees less than 50 employees. That means that if there is an establishment which has 49 employees, maximum 49 employees, they have to only generate 2 employees if they take, they will be getting the benefit for these 2 employees. Second is that if the employment stays 50, that establishment have an employment status of 50 and above, at least 5 additional employees has to be recruited. Only this benefit can be given. Sustained employment for at least 6 months. This is again repeated that the employee should at least work for 6 months. Additional employee can be first timer or a rejoinee. Now I am going to in the structure how the incentive is to be given. Incentive on monthly wages less per additional employee with gross wages up to 1 lakh month. That is, the incentive structure is that it is below 10,000. Then the maximum benefit will be employees incentive will be per month per additional employee will be up to 1,000. Incentive for 12 months will be up to 12,000. And it is 10,000 and above, it would be, and below 20,000 it will be incentive only for 2,000 and maximum incentive will be 24,000. And similarly 20,000 and above and below 1 lakh it will be 3,000 3,000 for additional employee and maximum 36,000 for that employee in that particular year. Up to 10,000 it is explained that it will be 10% of the wages. The incentive would be. What is the duration of the incentive? It is 2 years for all sectors and for 4 years for manufacturing sector, because the government is emphasizing on the manufacturing sector, because ultimately manufacturing sector is the basic infrastructure which creates generation of employment and gives the country an overall boost. Payment mode. In bank account of establishment, that is to DBT, to PAN linked account. That means the employer whose the bank account mentioned in the PAN account where the like say the income tax refund is received, the benefit of the incentive will be transferred to that particular account of the bank. What is the purpose of giving incentive to the employer? That is why part B. Incentivize the employer for additional job creation. The very purpose of the scheme to see that to reduce the unemployment in the country. That's why employer given incentive so that they also contribute for the growth of the country. Employers will respond to incentive because generally we have seen that employers are given various kind of incentive, basically in income tax and all those things in given incentive. So this is also one form of incentive to ensure that the employers recruit further new employees. Labor incentive sectors have higher percentage of labor cost, hence the incentive lead to more hiring. Another thing is that such scheme work on margins. The such scheme work on margins, reduce margin cost leading to additional employment, automation versus labor. Which means that if the government is giving incentive to the employees that instead of going for further automation, you can hire more employees so that your cost reduces, because we are giving at the, if you calculate the incentive percentage overall, you will see that it will come to around 14% something on the wages of 15,000, giving the both share of PF share of employer share and also the ESI share. If you calculate, it will more or less the incentive amount comes to like that. Except in case of if the salary is higher than 50,000, then the incentive rate will be benefit will be more higher. Behavior change pushes the employers to sustain job at least for 6 months. That means to avail the benefit, the employer has to keep that employee at least for 6 months. So which is very important. The employee also get an experience and he can get offered better job, or also he can get higher salary from that employer. Pushes the employers to sustain job for at least 6 months, leading to skill formation for employees and higher productivity for the employer. Common feature of this scheme: coverage. All EPF registered establishment including exempted. That means, again I am repeating, all the organizations which are covered mandatorily under EPF, they are going to get the benefit of this scheme. So I argue in this case that establishments which are also not covered, they can also voluntarily get covered, but at least the coverage to get the benefit, there should be 20 employees. Only they can take the benefit. Periodicity. Incentives in Part B paid in lump sum after 6 months. That means that the employer will be getting the benefit in a lump sum after every 6 months. Baseline. The establishment registered with EPFO for more than 12 months, average number of employees for 12 previous months, that is wages month up to July 2025. Like presently it is August 2025, that means previous 12 months it is up to July 2025. The baseline, the employment, what is the employee structure, how many employees are there, that will be calculated to create the baseline, the average. On that, the additional employment strength will be counted. Second is that establishment registered with EPFO for less than 12 months, the average number of employees for all months up to wage month of July 2025. So if the period is less than 12 months, then whatever the number of months the organization is covered on EPF, that will be counted and the average will be made and it will be treated as baseline. New establishment registered in EPFO during the scheme period, there should be, in this case, it will be 20. We have seen that some people have got the apprehension is that suppose some establishments are covered, but presently their employment strength is less than 20. In this case, whatever the baseline, suppose it comes to 12. In the additional, if you take 2 employees, that is 14 employees. These 2 employees also get, employer can get the benefit in this case. But the establishment has to be covered prior to 1st August 2025. Additionally, additional jobs created over baseline as per defined threshold. That is minimum 2 additional jobs if baseline employment is less than 50 employees. as I explained to you, that if the baseline, if the employment strength is less than 50, only 2 additional employees has to be enrolled by additional employee given employment, only then the employer will get the benefit of this scheme. And if it is the employment strength baseline is above 50 and 50 and more, then 5 additional jobs has to be created. Finally, is that the employees against these additional jobs are to be sustained for at least 6 months. That means that the employees should work at least for 6 months so that the employer can get the benefit of this scheme. What is the common feature? Additionally, all the new employees whose gross wages exceeds 1 lakh will be counted for the purpose of deciding the additionality and eligibility of the employer, but no benefit will be provided in respect of them. Which means that suppose your organization is getting the benefit of the scheme, but he is recruiting an employee, say more than 1 lakh, let's say 1.5 lakh, say. In this case, the additional employment will be counted for getting the benefit, but that particular employee, and neither that employer also will not get benefit for that particular employee, but the employment will be counted for taking the benefit. Who are first timer? Any employee who joined the establishment after 1st August 2025 and their contribution is received for the first time in EPFO exempted trust. That means that a employee who has joined on 1st August or after 1st August 2025, and the contribution of that employee through UN is received by the EPFO for the first time only, then that employee will be getting the benefit. Compliance employer. Submission of GST PAN linked bank account. That means that, which means that if your employer has to get the benefit of the scheme, the bank account has to be linked with the PAN, and similarly GST. I will come later to that, how to fill up the registration, all those things. We are having a kiosk also there. Outside, all the employer can get registered. An employee, even authentication with face authentication technology, that is FAT, and Aadhaar linked bank account using Umang app. That means the employee has to be, UN has to be authenticated through FAT and an Aadhaar linked bank account using Umang app. Only then the employee is going to get eligible for the benefit, will get the benefit of the incentive. We have seen that this type of this scheme this innovative scheme which has been launched by the government of India, is that this type of similar scheme already has been there in countries abroad also. The Singapore is having this type of scheme. For this is the target also job creation retention during COVID-19. In that case, you have seen that there has been a wages increase for around 12% for local hires, and 70% benefits were there with improved job retention for matured workers. This scheme was also seen, a similar scheme was there in Malaysia also. It targeted youth of around age group of 15 to 30. Women, persons with disability and unemployed aiming for the job placement in IT and IT services. The scheme was targeted then in Malaysia. And what was the outcome in that thing? It achieved job placement, reduced youth unemployment. Similar scheme was there in South Korea. The target youth, there the scheme targeted for youth around 15 to 34. It targeted youth in digital technology, green industries and backward areas, aiming to create quality jobs while reducing unemployment and improving job retention in SME. And what was the outcome of that scheme, that launch of that scheme? Reduced youth unemployment with a 12%, 50% improvement in youth retention rate. You can see the success. Similarly, in Germany also same thing has happened. This scheme was there in Germany, and similarly in Australia also it was there. It targeted the unemployment youth, disabled youth, refugees also given provided the scheme benefit. And what was the outcome? Reduced long-term unemployment with beneficiaries primarily placed in manufacturing, care and service sectors. Then in Australia also this similar scheme was launched. The targets youth workers, young workers aged 16 to 35, aiming to create new jobs in retail, hospitality and construction for post-COVID recovery. And there also the scheme also get a lot of, it reduced the youth unemployment among the Australian youth. So this type of scheme where were already there in the foreign countries, and similarly the government also thought that we should also introduce this type of scheme so that we can increase more employment, create more employment to the youth, and as a whole which will increase our GDP. And already our country is also growing. I think 1 to 2 years our country will overtake, it will become third largest GDP in the world. Now to how to avail the benefits, let's come to that. How to avail the benefit of the scheme by the employees. It is already mentioned. It has to be UN activation has to be done. Activated through Aadhaar-based biometric using FAT on Umang app. I think we have some youth also today. Some persons persons have come. I think we will be doing that UN activation here in this year also. We have a counter there. Similarly, Aadhaar seeding, that bank account must be Aadhaar seeded. That means in Aadhaar, the bank account where the benefits will be getting, that should be, it be mentioned. It should be seeded in the Aadhaar. Lastly is that financial literacy. There is an online course to get the benefit of the second part, that is second installment. The employee has to complete financial literacy course before 12 months. After the first installment is disbursed, the financial literacy course is automatically enabled in the members' EPFO dashboard. Log in using UN and registered mobile number, go by dashboard, learning section, click on financial literacy for PM VBRY members and enroll. Watch all the video modules, complete the course. On successful certification, the member becomes eligible for the second installment. So this is about the employees. The first time employees can get the benefit, and how the employees will get the benefit of the incentive. So you can see in the screen is that the registration form is there. In the unified portal, you will find that there is a VBRY dashboard is there. In that, when you press, so this will come in the screen. How to get registered? So this is a very simple thing. You have to provide the bank details, GST details, bank setting of bank account has to be mentioned, and filing ECR in time is a must to get the benefit. So by what is the submission of filing ECR? It is 15th of the following month. So in August, ECR has to be submitted by 15th September. Very simple procedure. And now before concluding the PPT, I can just let me tell you about what is EPFO. EPFO is one of the largest social security organizations in the world, and the largest in India. If you can see, it is a statutory organization under Ministry of Labour and Employment, which was administered in EPFO MP Act in 1952. It provides three types of scheme, that is EPF 1952, that is Employees Provident Fund Scheme 1952. In that, around 12% of the employee share and 3.67% of the employer share is remitted, and that is accumulated, and presently we are giving an interest rate of 8.25%. And whenever the employee requires the money, they can take advance, or subsequently on retirement age, they can, or superannuation age, that is presently whenever the money can be withdrawn. And then we are providing a pension scheme, that is Employees Pension Scheme 1995. In this case, where the employee's salary is up to 15,000, in contribution is remitted at 8.33% from the employer share, and in this case, the employee will be eligible for pension on completing the age of 58 years. However, there is a provision for reduced pension, that is after 58 years they can get the pension, but it will be on a reduced rate. And finally, it is another scheme is there, that is called EDLI, that is insurance linked scheme. So insurance linked scheme, that if a person who is working in an organization and he expires, it is not about, only thing is the person has to be on roll, it is not on duty. Suppose the person is also die at a home also, still in that case also the person is going to get the benefit of the insurance. Presently the benefit is maximum is up to 7 lakh. And if the person only work for only 1 day also, that person, in that case also the person is eligible for insurance, and in that case the minimum insurance benefit will be 50,000. When another thing is that we should know in EPFO is mandatory for organization where the employment strength is 20. And it is not the direct employees, it includes all type of employees, that is including contractor employees, including security employees. The total employment strength, if it comes to 20, automatically PF Act applies. So every employer who is here, I think you should tell that, if you know that, any organization which has 20 employees, they should mandatorily get registered. It is not the part of EPFO to tell them. That organization should come on its own and get it registered through with the portal. It's a very easy thing. Of course, if there is some difficulty, they can come to contact the regional offices. There will be no difficulty to get it registered. These the benefit of EPFO is applicable to employees with monthly wages up to 15,000. That means that an employee whose salary is up to 15,000, it is manually the benefit has to be given by the employer, and employee also has to be given, and he has to also agree, because many times I have seen that, because in my experience that many employees say that we don't want the benefit of the EPF, please give us the money in hand. But it is not that, it is a mandatory thing. If the salary is up to 15,000, the employee has to be made member. The employee does not have a choice. However, there is one thing is that if the employee is not earlier not a member of PF, and if his salary is more than 15,000, in that case there is a provision for excluded employees. That means that in that case the employee may not take the benefit of EPF or the EPF scheme. However, this thing is not mandatory for employer. Where the wages ceiling is more than 15,000, it is not applicable for VBRY. That means the employer will get the benefit. EPFO has around 21 zonal offices I am talking about pan India. 21 zonal offices. There are 150 regional offices. One we have in Mangaluru, as you are aware. 114 district offices, 5 SSO and 4 service center. We have presently around 7.83 crore contributing members, and that's 7.98 lakh contributing establishments. And interest at the present is declared for the year 2024-25 is 8.25%, which is very high, because in the bank, if you put in a fixed deposit, it is comes to around 6%, something like that. So our interest rate is the highest in India, I feel. Presently, we have settled around, in the year 2024, talking about, we have settled around 6 crore claims settled, and total settled amount comes to 2.41 lakh crores. So that just see how big our organization is, EPF organization is. We have presently have total investment corpus of around 28.0 lakh crores. We also give pension to around 81.4 lakh pensioners, which is more than the central government pension. Central government gives pension to around 67.53 lakh pensioners only. Presently, we have noticed recently that there is some kind of fake site is going on. Already some people have, I don't know for whatever reason, some people have, scrupulous people have started this fake PMBRY site. So please be careful, please go through the same. Because our site, it is mentioned clearly that it is pmbvry.epfindia.gov.in, and always you should remember that what I have seen my personal experience also, all these scrupulous site will never have .gov in. So .gov in generally, if it is there, that means it will be a safe site to open. So we should know that. This is the we have different Twitter handles, Facebook handle, Instagram handle, so you can see that. From there, all the latest schemes, a lot of schemes are always updated. We have YouTube videos and everything is there. How to generate UN, what are the benefits given, various benefits given from time to time. All those schemes are updated in this social media. So always you may be aware of those things. You can always go through the same and get subscribed also, I think. So this is the detailed presentation on this PPT we have just finished. There will be, after that, there will be a question answer session, interaction session. So I will ask Mr. Madam to take over, and Damodaran, yes. Yes, our moderator will be Mr. Madhu Damodaran. I welcome you at the podium. And I think, Mir sir, would you like to come to help in the question and the session? Okay. After, before that, we have a a detailed video on different schemes. So please, I will ask the team to run the videos. Thank you all.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, भारत सरकार द्वारा एक ऐसी योजना लॉन्च की गई है जिसमें पहली बार नौकरी आने वाले युवाओं को 15,000 रुपए तक मिल सकते हैं। क्या आपको इसकी जानकारी है? अपने पिछले वीडियो में हमने आपको भारत सरकार की इस महत्वपूर्ण योजना प्रधानमंत्री विकसित भारत रोजगार योजना के बारे में बताया था। अगर आपने वो वीडियो नहीं देखा है तो उसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया जा रहा है। चलिए हम आपको बताते हैं इस योजना के बारे में। आज के वीडियो में हम प्रधानमंत्री विकसित भारत रोजगार योजना के अंतर्गत कर्मचारियों को मिलने वाले इंसेंटिव के बारे में विस्तार से बताएंगे। प्रधानमंत्री विकसित भारत रोजगार योजना के पार्ट ए में कर्मचारियों के लिए इंसेंटिव का प्रावधान है। ये उन कर्मचारियों को मिलेगा जिनका अधिकतम कुल वेतन 1 लाख रुपए तक है और जो 1 अगस्त 2025 से 31 जुलाई 2027 के बीच पहली बार नौकरी में आएंगे। इसके लिए आवश्यक है कि रोजगार सृजित करने वाला प्रतिष्ठान ईपीएफओ में रजिस्टर्ड हो और कर्मचारी को ईपीएफ का सदस्य बनाया जाए। ऐसे प्रत्येक कर्मचारी को उसके 1 माह के वेतन के बराबर प्रोत्साहन राशि मिलेगी, लेकिन यह अधिकतम 15,000 रुपए तक ही हो सकती है। यह राशि उसे 2 किस्तों में दी जाएगी। इसे यूं समझिए, यदि कर्मचारी का वेतन 10,000 है तो उसे 5,000 और अगर ये 20,000 है तो उसे 7,500 2 किस्तों में दिए जाएंगे। लेकिन अगर उसका वेतन 1 लाख रुपए से अधिक है तो उसे कोई इंसेंटिव देय नहीं होगा। पहली किस्त 6 माह इसी नियोक्ता के पास सतत नौकरी पूरी करने के बाद ही दी जाएगी। इसके लिए जरूरी है कि कर्मचारी उमंग ऐप पर फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से अपना यूएन जनरेट, एक्टिवेट और ऑथेंटिकेट करे। इसकी प्रक्रिया हमने दिनांक 30 मई 2025 को पोस्टेड अपने वीडियो में बताई है। वीडियो का लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया जा रहा है। यह बेहद आसान प्रक्रिया है जिसे आप अपने मोबाइल पर घर बैठे कर सकते हैं। लाभार्थी की 6 माह की नौकरी की पुष्टि उसके नियोक्ता द्वारा फाइल की गई ईसीआर रिटर्न के आधार पर की जाएगी। प्रोत्साहन राशि की दूसरी किस्त 12 माह के लगातार रोजगार के बाद जारी की जाएगी। दूसरी किस्त प्राप्त करने के लिए कर्मचारी को पहले ईपीएफओ के मेंबर पोर्टल पर वित्तीय साक्षरता कोर्स पूरा करना अनिवार्य होगा। इस कोर्स का उद्देश्य कर्मचारियों में वेतन और भत्तों, बचत, बीमा, साइबर सुरक्षा और सामाजिक सुरक्षा योजनाओं की समझ विकसित करना है ताकि वो अपने भविष्य को सुरक्षित बनाने में सक्षम हो जाए। कर्मचारियों में बचत की आदत को विकसित करने के लिए दूसरी किस्त को सरकार द्वारा निर्धारित बचत योजना में एक निश्चित अवधि के लिए रखा जाएगा। लाभार्थी मैच्योरिटी पर इसे निकाल सकेगा। किसी कर्मचारी को इस योजना के अंतर्गत केवल एक बार प्रोत्साहन राशि का भुगतान किया जाएगा। यह भुगतान डीबीटी के माध्यम से आधार पेमेंट ब्रिज सिस्टम से किया जाएगा। इसलिए प्रत्येक लाभार्थी को अपने बैंक अकाउंट में आधार को सीड करना अनिवार्य होगा। उम्मीद है आप प्रधानमंत्री विकसित भारत रोजगार योजना को लाभार्थी के एंगल से भली भांति समझ गए होंगे। अधिक जानकारी के लिए कृपया अपने निकटतम ईपीएफ कार्यालय से संपर्क करें या आप अपने जिले में प्रतिमाह 27 तारीख को लगने वाले निधि आपके निकट कैंप में भी जा सकते हैं। दोस्तों, इस वीडियो को अधिक नमस्कार दोस्तों, शेयर करिएगा ताकि ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग इसका लाभ उठा सकें। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद। अपनी सेवाओं को डिजिटली बेहतर और सुगम बनाने के लिए प्रयास करता रहता है। अप्रैल 2025 में ईपीएफओ ने इसी कड़ी में फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी यानी आपके चेहरे की पहचान पर आधारित तकनीक का प्रयोग कर यूएन अलॉट करने और उसे एक्टिवेट करने की सुविधा प्रारंभ की है। अब कोई भी कर्मचारी इस तकनीक के प्रयोग से अपना यूएन जनरेट कर सकता है और यदि उसके पास यूएएन है तो उसे एक्टिवेट भी कर सकता है। यूएएन और इसके एक्टिवेशन के बारे में अधिक जानने के लिए हमारे पूर्व के वीडियो देखें, जिनके लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिए जा रहे हैं। इस सुविधा का उपयोग करने के लिए आपके पास आधार लिंक्ड मोबाइल नंबर और एक स्मार्टफोन होना चाहिए। इस फोन पर आप प्ले स्टोर से भारत सरकार का उमंग ऐप और आधार फेस आरडी ऐप डाउनलोड कर लें। आइए बताते हैं आपको यूएएन अलॉट करने की प्रक्रिया। उमंग ऐप खोलें, यूएएन अलॉटमेंट एंड एक्टिवेशन पर जाएं, अपना आधार नंबर और मोबाइल नंबर दर्ज करें और चेक बॉक्स पर टिक करके आधार वैलिडेशन की अनुमति दें। सेंड ओटीपी पर क्लिक करें। आपके मोबाइल पर भेजा गया ओटीपी दर्ज करें। अगर दर्ज किया गया आधार नंबर किसी अन्य यूएएन से लिंक्ड होगा तो आपको मैसेज आएगा। यदि नहीं तो आपको चेहरा प्रमाणीकरण यानी फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन के लिए कहा जाएगा। फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन के लिए अनुमति दें। फेस स्कैन करें। सिस्टम आधार के डेटाबेस से आपका विवरण लेगा और आपका यूएएन जनरेट हो जाएगा। आपका यूएएन आपके मोबाइल पर एसएमएस से भेजा जाएगा। यह यूएएन ऑटो एक्टिवेटेड होता है। आपको टेम्परेरी पासवर्ड भी एसएमएस से मिल जाएगा। आप ईपीएफ के मेंबर पोर्टल पर लॉगिन करके अपना पासवर्ड चेंज कर लें। यदि आपके पास नियोक्ता या आपके द्वारा जनरेट किया गया यूएएन पहले से है तो हम आपको उसके एक्टिवेशन की प्रक्रिया बता देते हैं। उमंग ऐप खोलें, यूएएन एक्टिवेशन पर जाएं, अपना यूएएन, आधार एवं मोबाइल नंबर दर्ज करें। आधार प्रमाणीकरण के लिए अनुमति दें। सेंड ओटीपी पर क्लिक करें। मोबाइल पर आए ओटीपी को दर्ज करें। फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन के लिए अनुमति दें। फेस स्कैन करें। सिस्टम डिटेल्स की जांच करेगा और आपका यूएएन और टेम्परेरी पासवर्ड आपके मोबाइल पर एसएमएस से भेजा जाएगा। इसके साथ ही आपका फोटो और पता ईपीएफओ के डेटाबेस में दर्ज हो जाएगा। जिन लोगों ने अपना यूएएन पहले ही एक्टिवेट किया हुआ है उन्हें भी इस फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन के माध्यम से अपना यूएएन ऑथेंटिकेट कर लेना चाहिए। इसकी प्रक्रिया भी हम आपको बता देते हैं। उमंग ऐप खोलें, फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन ऑफ ऑलरेडी एक्टिवेटेड यूएएन पर जाएं, अनुमति प्रदान करें। फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन पर क्लिक करें। फेस स्कैन करें। सिस्टम यूएएन, आधार नंबर और मोबाइल नंबर सर्च कर दर्शाएगा। वेरिफिकेशन होते ही ईपीएफओ के डेटाबेस में आपका फोटो और पता दर्ज हो जाएगा। किसी भी समस्या के समाधान के लिए उमंग हेल्प डेस्क या ईपीएफओ कस्टमर सपोर्ट से संपर्क करें। अब आप फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन से आसानी से समस्त सेवाएं ले पाएंगे। भविष्य में ईपीएफओ उन सदस्यों के लिए फास्ट और इजी सर्विस एक्सेस दे सकता है जिनके यूएएन का फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन हो चुका है।
डियर मेंबर्स, इस वीडियो के माध्यम से हमने आपको 3 उपयोगी स्टेप्स समझाए हैं। पहला, फैट द्वारा यूएएन जनरेट करना। दूसरा, फैट द्वारा यूएएन एक्टिवेट करना। और तीसरा, फैट द्वारा यूएएन ऑथेंटिकेट करना। अगर आपने यूएएन एक्टिवेट भी कर रखा है तो फैट से उसे ऑथेंटिकेट अवश्य करें। यूएएन फैट द्वारा ऑथेंटिकेट करने से आपका डेटाबेस बेहतर और सुरक्षित रहेगा और हम आपको पीएफ से संबंधित बेहतर सेवाएं प्रदान कर पाएंगे। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
तो देरी कैसी, आज ही आप भी अपने यूएएन का फेस ऑथेंटिकेशन करें। आज बस इतना ही। अगले वीडियो में एक नए विषय पर जानकारी लेकर हम हाजिर होंगे। तब तक के लिए रखें अपना खूब ख्याल। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद। दोस्तों, आपको पता ही है कि ऐसे सभी प्रतिष्ठान या फैक्ट्री जिनमें 20 या उससे अधिक कर्मचारी काम करते हैं उन पर ईपीएफ एक्ट लागू होता है। सिनेमा में 5 कर्मचारी होने पर ही एक्ट लागू हो जाता है। जिन प्रतिष्ठानों पर एक्ट लागू होता है उनके नियोक्ताओं का यह दायित्व है कि वे स्वतः ईपीएफओ में रजिस्ट्रेशन कराएं और अनुपालन शुरू कर दें। इसके लिए किसी निरीक्षण या नोटिस का वेट ना करें। यहां हम यह भी बता दें कि वैधानिक सीमा से कम कर्मचारी वाले प्रतिष्ठान भी ईपीएफओ में स्वेच्छा से रजिस्ट्रेशन करा सकते हैं, बशर्ते नियोक्ता और बहुमत कर्मचारियों की सहमति हो। ईपीएफओ में रजिस्ट्रेशन कराना बहुत आसान है। इसे बिना किसी की मदद के ऑनलाइन, ऑफिस में या घर बैठे बैठे पूरा किया जा सकता है। आपको तत्काल ईपीएफओ कोड नंबर मिल जाएगा। अप्लाई करने के लिए वैध पैन के अलावा इन दस्तावेजों की 1 MB साइज की पीडीएफ आपको तैयार रखनी चाहिए। एड्रेस प्रूफ, सेटअप डेट का प्रूफ, लाइसेंस, स्पेसिमेन सिग्नेचर। चलिए बताते हैं फॉर्म अप्लाई करने की प्रक्रिया। shramsuvidha.gov.in पर जाएं। ऊपर रजिस्ट्रेशन एंड लाइसेंस टैब पर क्लिक करें। नई स्क्रीन खुलेगी। नीचे दिए गए क्लिक हेयर टू रजिस्टर पर क्लिक करें। नई स्क्रीन पर अपना श्रम सुविधा पोर्टल अकाउंट बनाने के लिए साइन अप पर क्लिक करें। अपना नाम, ईमेल व मोबाइल नंबर तथा वेरिफिकेशन कोड भरकर साइन अप करें। अपने ईमेल पर आए लिंक को क्लिक करें। आप श्रम सुविधा पोर्टल के एक्टिवेट योर रजिस्ट्रेशन विद यूएसएसपी पोर्टल पर पहुंच जाएंगे। यहां आप अपना यूजर आईडी और पासवर्ड सेट करें। अब आप अपने यूजर आईडी और पासवर्ड से पोर्टल पर लॉगिन करें। पुनः रजिस्ट्रेशन टैब पर रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर ईपीएफओ ईएसआईसी पर क्लिक करें। अप्लाई फॉर न्यू रजिस्ट्रेशन पर क्लिक करें। यदि आप ईपीएफ और ईएसआईसी दोनों के लिए अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं तो दोनों चेकबॉक्स पर क्लिक करें और सबमिट कर दें। अन्यथा ईपीएफओ के चेकबॉक्स पर क्लिक करें। पैन के अनुसार अपने प्रतिष्ठान का नाम दर्ज करें। कार्यालय का पूरा पता, स्थापना की तिथि, पैन आदि भरें। एस्टैब्लिशमेंट कैटेगरी और सेक्टर सेलेक्ट करें। यदि प्रतिष्ठान फैक्ट्री है तो फैक्ट्री लाइसेंस का विवरण दर्ज करें। यदि स्टार्टअप है तो रजिस्ट्रेशन डिटेल्स भरें। यदि एमएसएमई है तो रजिस्ट्रेशन डिटेल्स भरें। ओनरशिप डिटेल्स भरें। ई कॉन्टैक्ट्स यानी ईमेल आईडी व मोबाइल नंबर भरें। आपके मोबाइल व ईमेल पर एक ओटीपी आएगा, उसे दर्ज करें और वेरीफाई ओटीपी पर क्लिक करें। अगले पेज पर कॉन्टैक्ट पर्सन में प्राइमरी मैनेजर का विवरण दर्ज करें। फिर प्राइमरी ओनर के डिटेल्स दर्ज करें। यदि एक से ज्यादा ओनर हैं तो उनके विवरण भी दर्ज करें। अगले पेज पर आइडेंटिफायर्स यानी अन्य विभागों के रजिस्ट्रेशन का विवरण दर्ज करें। नए पेज पर ईपीएफ एक्ट के अंतर्गत आने वाले कर्मचारियों की संख्या का विवरण दर्ज करें। यहां आपको अपने सभी कर्मचारी, स्थायी, अस्थायी, संविदा कर्मी, ठेकेदार के माध्यम से नियोजित कर्मी की संख्या भरना है, जिसमें उन कर्मचारियों की संख्या भी भरी जाएगी जो एक्सक्लूडेड है, यानी जिन्हें ईपीएफ का सदस्य बनना अनिवार्य नहीं है। कार्यस्थल के बारे में कुछ अन्य विवरण ड्रॉप डाउन मेन्यू से सिलेक्ट करें। अगले पेज पर प्रतिष्ठान की एक्टिविटीज यानी बिजनेस के विवरण ड्रॉप डाउन मेन्यू से सिलेक्ट करें। बस अब आखिरी स्क्रीन पर आपको ये अटैचमेंट अपलोड करने हैं। एड्रेस प्रूफ, सेटअप डेट का प्रूफ, लाइसेंस, स्पेसिमेन सिग्नेचर। सबमिट कीजिए। यदि ईएसआईसी के लिए भी अप्लाई किया है तो ईएसआईसी शाखा एवं निरीक्षण प्रभाग कार्यालय का चयन करके सबमिट करें। तत्पश्चात आपको डिजिटल सिग्नेचर या ई साइन चयन हेतु नए पेज पर ले जाया जाएगा। प्रक्रिया को फॉलो करते हुए डीएससी या ई साइन से एप्लीकेशन सबमिट करें। इसके साथ ही आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन पूरा हो गया और आपको ईएसआईसी तथा ईपीएफओ का नंबर तुरंत मिल जाएगा। वीडियो को ज्यादा से ज्यादा शेयर करें ताकि सभी नियोक्ताओं को इसका लाभ मिल सके। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you, Mr. Rajiv Mukherjee, sir, for that informative presentation on the PMVBRY scheme. To complement the information shared during the presentation, we screened a set of short informative videos, and these videos have been designed to visually walk you through the processes and benefits in a step-by-step manner, hoping that the presentation and the videos were informative and helpful. Moving ahead, we now focus on a crucial initiative, SPEED 2025, Scheme for Promoting Registration of Employers and Employees from the Employees State Insurance Corporation, and initiative aim to bring uncovered establishments and their workforce into the fold of ESI benefits. May I now invite Mr. Vijayanand, Joint Director ESIC Mangaluru, to inform us more about this initiative.
Respected Additional Secretary Madam, Institute Commissioner Sir, Regional Director, officers of EPFO, of CAA, office bearers of CAA, it's my privilege and honor to address this gathering. ESIC Act was enacted to give certain benefits to the workers during the time of sickness, maternity and employment injury. Whenever a ESI Act is implemented in an area, all the employers in that area has to be registered with the ESIC within 15 days. If you, SRO Mangaluru is, jurisdiction of SRO Mangaluru is Udupi district and Dakshin Kannada district. The Udupi district and Dakshin Kannada districts were fully implemented with the ESIC Act from 1/5 to 2016 itself. All employers, all factories and establishment where 10 and more employees are working has to register with ESI within 15 days after implementation of the Act. And all the workers who are employed in the ESI covered unit whose wages are less than 21,000 has to be registered with ESI within next 10 days. So if this spree scheme is for employers who have not registered their unit, even though 10 and more employees are there in their unit, if you have not registered, even though registered unit where you have not covered all the workers, the scheme is for you only. SPREE means Scheme to Promote Registration of Employers and Employee. The scheme is in operation from 1st July to 31st December. The scheme is for both employers as well as to employees. The employers means it includes hotel, all factories and establishment where 10 and more employees are employed. It includes educational institutions, hospitals, everything. Okay. Wherever 10 and more employees are employed, it is for them. Another thing, the employers who have already registered, if you have not registered all the employees, they can register under this scheme. Normally, whenever this during inspection and other period, whenever we found that eligible employees, if they are not registered under the scheme, we will cover the employees, and the employees will be registered from the, we will try to claim the contribution from the unit from where the employee was registered. Okay. From back date, the contribution will be claimed from the unit. If you are registering under the SPREE scheme, the corporation will take the date as you declared by the employer. Actually, both for units as well as for employees. If the unit is not registered, and if you are registering unit today, and if you declare the date as today, we will take that date. Already covered units, if you declare that the employer is registered, if you are registering the employees from this date, we will take that date without claiming the back period. We will be covering the unit as well as the employees from the date as declared by the employers. We don't demand dues for the past period, no contribution liability for past period. There won't be any punitive action on the employers for not registering the employee. The scheme will be operation till 31st December only. This is one-time measure for all the employers to register their unit as well as their employees. The employer's coverage will begin from the date of registration by them at the time of registration under the scheme. The employee's coverage will also from the date of the date declared by the employers. No past dues will be claimed. This another scheme which is implemented is amnesty scheme. This scheme is introduced to reduce the litigation, and the scheme also introduce a mechanism to make a settlement out of court. This scheme is also in operation. Under the scheme, the dispute over the coverage under the ESI, actually whenever whenever there is dispute between the employers and corporation, the cases will be filed by employers as well as corporation related to related to coverage. Then dispute related to assessment of contribution. So under amnesty scheme, whatever cases filed by corporation as well as employers, we will be approaching the employers, and we will be and there is scope for the corporation as well as employers to withdraw the cases wherever the dispute over coverage, wherever dispute over contribution, determination of contribution under section 45 and 45W of ESI Act, and some of the cases were filed by the corporation on the IPs as well as employers for giving false declaration or for non-payment of contribution or any other violation of act. All these cases we will be withdrawing based on some conditions. Now we are working, if you take SRO Mangaluru, we are having around 35 cases in both combined EI court as well as in High Court. We will be examining all cases and we will be approaching the employers who are all falls under this category, and if both employers and corporation accepts, we will be withdrawing the cases. Next, I will give a brief idea about ESI scheme. No. Okay. Okay, madam. Okay. Actually, I will give a brief. Shall I tell about infrastructure available in the Mangalore? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vijayanand sir, for that insightful presentation on SPREE. Now, it's time to hear directly from the industry representatives. This session will focus on observations, suggestions and questions around the implementation of the VBRY scheme. And for this interaction session, may I kindly request the dignitaries to take their seats back in the dais. Moderating this conversation is a distinguished personality, Mr. Madhu Damodaran, member of the CPT EPFO, member of the EFI Executive Committee and Regional Managing Partner at Amalgals. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening. Okay. So, this is an interaction aimed at one, what has been your experience to so far in your efforts to register in the scheme, enroll your employees who are joining you, and also obviously the scheme has a lot of details that you need to understand how you can claim the benefits, what are the basic requirements that you need to fulfill so that the benefit can be obtained. So from that perspective is the interaction. So we have audience over YouTube and audience over the WebEx, and of course you are all present here. So we welcome questions from all sections, but we will start from people who are here. Any questions?
Any query people have, please ask. You can ask about EPFO years before.
How many of you have registered for the scheme? Who are there from the industry here? None? I don't believe that. Somebody was raising hands about if you have registered, what's been your experience? How many of you have registered your employees for the scheme in the sense that got new employees who have joined you and you know for them for sure that they are new employees who are eligible for the scheme? Yeah.
Many have done.
So what has been the experience so far? What has been the experience so far? In registering your establishment, is it easier? Did you find any issues with that?
We have total 34 institutions, so all are having one or two more than 5 new joinees this month or last month also.
Okay, so but last month then doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
to
last
this.
month in our hospital.
Hospital almost 38 new employees.
Since 1st August, how many
1st
people?
August onwards.
38.
Yeah, 38 almost.
Almost 38.
And all of them have been registered
Under Umang app
Umang
and
app.
the face authentication app.
face
also,
authentication. You
yeah.
didn't have any problem at
No,
all?
no, no. Initially,
It was a problem for the first 15 days. After
Can
that,
you explain what is the problem you faced?
problem with the server. It was.
No, no, go ahead. Because
It
the
was
reason I
a-
asked you,
Yeah.
there are others who are probably trying to register them, so I want them to.
Yeah, it was normally with the server. We were not getting the server, and that other Face RD, that app was also not opening that time.
So I think this is a common experience. And I can tell you for sure that we EPFO from at the topmost level at all the regional offices level, they have been consciously working towards increasing the server speed, making it easier for everybody to do it, and that is also shown in the fact that her own experience has kind of improved over the last
over
10,
the time.
15
This
days.
month
We
we
have not yet faced anything.
So that's for all your information. So any other questions? Are you sure none of others have? How many of you are from industries covered under PF here? I'm sure all of you, right? Then
Can I ask the lady that
Which institution was actually I'm from ITI University and we are educational institute, not industry. Yeah.
that's okay. So when you are asking your question or sharing your experience, please tell us which organization you belong to.
Okay.
do we have questions from the online? Okay. We have any questions from you? This is a scheme which has, yes sir. Can. No, we want your.
I'm from Kalbari Consumer Foods Private Limited. As far as registration is concerned, we are into the process. Now, as far as ESI, I think there is a requirement for us to do the Aadhaar seeding. There again, we are having a severe problem, server issues that we are not able to do that. Over 200 people have to be registered, but it is not being facilitated at this point of time. As far as the question is concerned, just wanted to understand whether this is extended to your apprentices or not. It's only for full-time registrations.
Can I just add now? This is again a common question I get across when I interact with industry. Let's be very clear. Apprenticeship is an act where you hire and train people, and the act makes it very clear that other than Government Compensation Act, no other employment law as such applicable, right? And this scheme is for the definition of an establishment which is registered under the EPFO for PF coverage. So this is both are two different schemes. There is no linkage to each other.
I would like to add to that. I have seen that some of the organizations, sometimes they apprentice what is yours in a different context. Sometimes they, as a trainee also they use as an apprentice. Because there are two types of apprentice. One is apprentice engaged as per Apprentice Act 1961. In these cases, those employees are not given PF benefit. So to avail the benefit of this scheme, if you take apprentice also, or training also, I mean, whatever nomenclature may be, but if you give the benefit of EPF, then the benefit of the scheme will be can be availed by the employee and the employer. Is it clear?
Yes.
He has to be given the EPF benefit. He cannot be excluded person. The Apprentice Act 1961 says that the benefit of EPF is not mandatory to be applied on that particular employee.
So what you are necessarily saying is an apprentice should be registered under EPF Act.
Yeah, it has to become a EPF member. Then you will get the benefit of the scheme.
Don't do both because there are issues, but particularly both of them carry incentives. Apprenticeship also has incentives which the government is giving. So duality of it, I think you need to be a little careful about it. But particularly apprenticeship, you don't have to register them at the EPFO, so it doesn't apply.
Good afternoon. I'm from the Kasturi group of companies. We are in the manufacturing space. And we have various employees covered both on the US side and here. We are in the process of expansion. We are adding some businesses. Is there a limit to how many new, while the baseline is set, is there a limit to how many new employees can be covered under the scheme?
The scheme is very simple enough. See, what is the base? If the baseline is below
50, you have to engage 2 additional employees to get the benefit. If you take 10 employees also additional, the 10 employees, the benefit will get for 10 employees.
The reason I asked is like, see, currently because our manufacturing footprint is low, so let's say we have 20 employees, let's say I have 50 employees who are currently covered in my baseline.
Yeah.
And let's say I'm going to add another 50. So will all of them be covered?
I'm answering to that. The thing is that students is not the other future scheme has been launched. The previous 12 months, the average, whatever the average would be, from that additional employment has to be included.
I'll answer you. There is no upper limit. As long as you are above the baseline and you are maintaining the threshold, and you are maintaining the threshold, for 6 months at a time, there is no upper limit.
Thank you. May I just add to that, ma'am? Basically, see, you need to be very clear as to, as an employer, how you get eligible for it, right? So the first and foremost is the last 6 months, last 12 months ECRU. When I say last 12 months, for the month from August 2024 to July 2025, you would have filed ECRs, and that ECR will reflect a certain number for every month. All that will be added and divided by 12. That's the average. That's your baseline. From that baseline, you need to add. How much you need to add to get incentive? If your baseline is less than 50, right, then you need to add 2 additional new employees. New in the sense, even rejoinees, as far as employer is allowed, you will be eligible for incentive. So you need to maintain this baseline through 6 months, and those employees whom you have added should continue to work with you for minimum 6 months for you to get the benefit. So your baseline is above 50, then you need to maintain 55 and above to continue to get the benefit. So that you need to be very clear about. That's what will, that calculation, you don't have to do this calculation, all of this at all. This will all be done at the back end based on the ECRs you file every month. I'm not seeing the question on YouTube here. No. In WebEx is there?
Untu.
Okay, so based on my experience and interaction, there are very typical questions that has come up. Probably that will lead you to ask those questions. So one is about, just now we answered as to whether, how do I get the benefit. So that, I hope you are all clear about that calculation based on which you will get additional input, right? And how will this be calculated is also an important aspect you need to be aware. So as I said, it is all done at the back end. All that you need to do is file your ECRs correctly and update it. So there one question you can come up with is, okay, last 1 month when we filed the ECR, we made a mistake. Can I correct it? We all know there is a possibility to file a revised ECR, right? But that you want to be eligible, that to be calculated within your, added to your baseline, and based on that your this thing to be done, you need to file that ECR within the 6 months from 1st August. So that will also be taken into account while calculating the baseline for you, right? So it's not that you missed and then you wanted to add all of that. It's possible, but you have a time limit of 6 months. This is one that you need to be clear. How many of you are exempt organizations here where you are running a trust?
Hello, myself is Harish Kotare, Accounts Officer, KSRTC. We are having exempted organization. So we already enrolled, but pending, it's approval pending at banks level. And employees are facing some problems in Umang Gap. While face authentication, the technical, it shows technical errors, and if you stream on it will not register. So there is a problem we are facing.
So before we come to the question, on exempt trust, when your eligibility will again baseline
Will depend on the exact numbers. If normally exempt trust file ECRs only for whom they pay EPS.
Yes.
Right?
but for
the benefit is not only for those employees whom you pay EPS.
So all our employees covered under EPS because we restrict up to 15,000 and we will remit the EPS of all the employees. In my division, we are having almost with the both division, Puttur and Mangaluru, both we are having total 4,000 employees. And this month itself, we have already recruited 400, so that we are in the process of registering.
Yeah, the point I'm making is,
If you are as an exempt trust, if you are not filing ECRs for all your employees,
Yes.
please go ahead and do that quickly from August 24 to July 25.
Yeah, we are filing all the employees.
just
In larger context. Okay, and that is important for exempt trust. So exempt trusts are also eligible for this benefit. The employees joining exempt trust are also eligible for benefit, irrespective of whether they are covered under EPS or not. So that you need to be aware. That's why it's things. Yes, yes.
Thank you.
so the other question
He had was experience one. He said was when he is trying to register, there is a time it is taking to get the PAN link to your bank account. The other slight delay that might happen is linking your GSTN. Why is GSTN important to be linked? Because the manufacturer, whether you are a manufacturing employer, therefore you are eligible for 4 years benefit, not the 2 years benefit, is determined by your GSTN registration. So that linkage also will, we have been hearing experiences, it takes time, but I think it is happening faster now, but I just wanted you to be aware of that. And with regards to the face authentication, all that I can say is definitely the experience is improving, and that's going to be the only way and the mandatory way by which you onboard a new employee who doesn't have an UIN into the scheme of things. So that one important aspect from my experience where I've interacted with manufacturing services is that now the HR is aware of this. They know this many people are going to be onboarded. Please communicate to them in advance. When they come to join you, let them be prepared that they have to do this. One simple example I'll give you is that person comes to join, and when the woman is met, the OTP goes to a phone number which he doesn't have. Probably he's leaving his home for the first time. The Aadhaar is linked to somebody else's phone number at home. Right? These are things that you need to be expecting. These are things that can create problems for you. So that means communication with his people back at home, get the OTP and all of that. So you need to be prepared for this thing, which means that if you're onboarding somebody whom you know and considering the scheme is there and it will benefit such an employee and also you, this preparation helps you as an HR and IR people who are all sitting here, it helps you to take advantage of the scheme.
I would like to say one thing, that already we have a WhatsApp group for the employers who are going to take the benefit of this scheme. If there are any kind of queries, they can all join this WhatsApp group. For this way we are having this WhatsApp for PM, this Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana scheme, we have a WhatsApp group for that. Any employer who are facing difficulties who can join that group. Any kind of queries and anything further also, not for today, in future also, any kind of queries, if it's there, they can put it and we will answer that. We can try to resolve it.
That's again, these are the initiatives the EPFO is running for you to overcome any hurdles here. I saw a person raising a hand for a question there. Somebody wanted to ask a question, yeah. Okay. Yeah, please.
This scheme is only for fresh.
No, scheme employee side of the benefit, not age.
For fresh UN, means those who are fresh joinees for them.
It's a first time employee.
First time employee.
Employee is defined as somebody who has gotten UN for the first time, and for the first time any contribution is going into his account.
To that UN only.
To that.
There are some staffs who are having UN earlier, which was not Aadhaar link. Maybe they worked in 2014-16 in the year, and they left India, they have gone to abroad, came back. That time UN was there, which was not Aadhaar link. There is no possibility for us to check whether that UN is available or not. So what we are doing, we are generating fresh UN for them through Umang app. So what about those UNs?
My sense is, leave this thing, if you already have a UN, and then it will at the back end will be able to find out, and then we may not be the first time event, particularly if any contribution has already gone in.
Because last time PMRPY when got introduced, we have generated 2-3 new UNs. Later we came to know those staffs are having UN earlier, which was not Aadhaar linked.
You know, you should not see the UNs are all backed by Aadhaar.
Okay.
And the UNs are supposed to be unique account numbers, right? So somebody for whom you know you have already taken out a UN earlier, you should not be.
No, sometimes staff doesn't disclose, ma'am, and for us also.
Fine. So if they do not, then it will be picked up at the Aadhaar level that this person has multiple UNs, and those people will be disqualified.
Okay. For employer,
Employer also, for those you will not get any
incentives.
And you should ask them whether there is a previous UN issued to them, and not count them under the new.
Because sometimes they don't disclose. After 3-4 months we come to know. So that's a issue. Yeah.
Basic point is that if they are basic point is that if they have UN and if there is any kind of contribution, then the person not eligible for that scheme, and the employer is eligible for that particular employee.
In such cases, what you do is, as per para 34 of the scheme, there is a provision of Form 11 where the employee is supposed to give a signed declaration of his employment. So insist for that, so that tomorrow if anything goes wrong, so you will be safe.
Yeah, we have having Form 11.
It will not come on you, it will come on those employees. So just take care of it.
There is a question I found on YouTube link. Essentially, I think that we have answered, but still, we are in service industry and we have
Already registered with the scheme, the bank account is showing pending for verification. That's what I was talking about. There does seem to be a lag, but that is improving. You will probably wait for a couple of days. It should definitely come back, and then you will be able to find that verification is done. Yes, correct.
The employee will get the benefit, not the employee.
The other question that comes up is the confusion.
There's no confusion, it's very clear. It's about the threshold limit of 1 lakh, which is the wages. So what does that mean is, for a new employee, whoever is drawing wages up to 1 lakh, the 99,999, they are eligible for the benefit under the scheme. But they will not, the first time incentive is not 1 lakh, it will be limited to 15,000. Right? And for the employer also, the benefit will be based on what you are paying him as wages. But if the moment it exceeds 15,000, it will be limited to the 2,000 rupees. If it exceeds 20,000, it will be limited up to, sorry, I'm getting confused. So up to 30,000, it will be limited up to 3,000. So it is up to 10,000 rupees wage if you are paying your employee, then you will get benefit at the 10% of the wage, actual wage you are paying. That is what you have shown in your ECR, on which you pay your contribution. The system will calculate on that basis and give you 10% if it is the wages up to 10,000. From 10 to 20,000, 2,000 rupees. Above 20,000, you will get 3,000 rupees. That, yeah. So that's the next question. When will I get the incentive? As the RPFC clearly explained, for the employee, the benefit first time there are only paid, that will be paid in 2 installments. The first one will happen after 6 months of join, right? And it will be calculated based on, again, his name appears this year. There is a contribution happening in his name. or her name, and then it is happening for continuously 6 months, then he will get the benefit after 6 months. The second will also be the similar conditions will apply if he continues to be with you and gets the PF paid every month, and then he has to additionally finish the financial literacy course. The second installment will not be by way of DBT to his account. That is being discussed. That will be in a savings instrument in his name, the details of which will be updated as we progress into the scheme. But the answer to this question, the incentive will be paid by DBT to the Aadhaar linked bank account of the employee for Part A. Part B to the PAN linked bank account of the employer. So the PAN linked bank account, that question I was expecting, many of you might have multiple units which get covered under multiple PF code, right? But if you are one single entity, your PAN will be the same. So the system at the back end will aggregate for all your PF codes linked to that PAN. Is that clear? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm answering you because the bank account is linked to the PAN card. Say you cannot have multiple bank accounts, no? So the PAN card that is multiple accounts.
Multiple bank accounts are linked with the PAN.
Okay.
Yeah, all the institutions are having different bank accounts. With a single PAN only it is linked.
So you need to, if you have seen the registration page, that asks for your PAN number and also the bank account number. Whatever bank account number you give it there, that's where the incentive will be paid. And also your baseline, everything will be calculated at the aggregate level for the PAN. Is that clear?
So that's another situation with multiple PF, because this is very common. So that is what is going to happen. See, in PMRP and ABRY, we have had our own experiences with this. So that's the learning which has been incorporated into it. It will be PAN and the PAN linked to, if all your PF codes are linked to will be linked to the same PAN. Therefore, at the back end, it will aggregate that, and then will calculate your baseline plus threshold that you need to fulfill, and also the benefit that you get will be to that particular bank account linked to that bank, again based on the aggregate.
Can I ask you, how many of you are representing HR department of your organizations? Can I have some show of hands? Alright. And how many of you have an increasing trend of, employment generation? So I see the hands that have gone up were not the hands that had gone up earlier. So you are not the HR representatives of your organization. The two hands that went up now. Are you? Have you figured out what we are saying today for these organizations which have increasing employment trends? This is something that is going to help you a lot, because you are already increasing, right? Why didn't you put up your hand? So I'll repeat the question again. I'm asking which are the organizations which see an increasing trend in employment generation. The KSRTC person also did not put up their hand, but they said that they have created some 400 new jobs. So all those people who have put up their hands now, have you figured out that this is going to help you? Yeah. So those in those organizations, you have not yet registered your organization for this the Part B of the scheme. Wanted to know why. Is it because you did not know, or are you in the process? Can one of you tell me why you have not registered? Okay. So, especially for those, these organizations, is Part B clear to you now?
Yes, now it is clear.
No, I want to hear from the ones who have put up their hands and have not, till now you have not registered, is something still unclear? We also have a facilitation desk here. We have shown you a video. Very simple information is required. We also have a facilitation desk here. If there is something more that you need to understand, please go to that desk. Yeah? You wanted to say something?
Nothing. Already lack of knowledge. Now you are already clear. Definitely will proceed on.
Yeah. So, for example, the KSRTC in Belgavi, they asked us a question that, look, we have different depots, and we have, the divisions, and people are transferred from one division to another. Transferred from one division to another, will that be a problem? So, I think Dr. Ramadaran can take that as a question and answer.
Okay, so if you have multiple units, as far as if you are linked to one PAN, your additionality will get, but it goes into the other unit, but it's all linked to the same PAN. Right?
PAN will be same, sir, but accounts will be different. Each division is having different bank accounts.
No, but for the scheme, you need to give one PAN for one PAN.
No, that's not possible, sir, because in KSRTC itself, we are having not end of global and BMT is different. KSRTC only having 15 divisions. 15 divisions is having one PAN account and different 15 bank accounts. So we are operating 999S code. Some other division operating 998K, 999P, like that. So individual RPFC region having one code each.
This scheme, the way it works, will be aggregation based on your PAN.
Yes.
Right? So, if my understanding of this is concerned, it will aggregate at all your codes together to one PAN.
So when
we are having, sir, A to Z, 999 A to Z we are having.
No.
We do one PAN.
If you have one PAN, you get the benefit. Total number.
What you will have to do for this scheme, getting benefit under the scheme, when you register as an employer, against that PAN, you will have to declare one bank account. You may have many PF accounts, right? But you will have to declare one bank account which will be linked to that PAN, and any of the benefits that are accrued under that PAN will be taken as one establishment.
So you will get the benefit at the aggregate level. Each depot will not be getting the benefit. It will be on an overall basis.
It actually works to your benefit.
Yeah.
So for all those units, if anyone gets transferred from one unit to another, or their whatever aggregate number of hirings are happening, your threshold will always be lower, much lower than what you are doing.
No, madam, we are emitting 999S Mangaluru code. So we are having only 2,000 plus 4,000 employees. But other divisions is having more than 2,000 or 4,000 employees. Threshold will be of our division 999S only 2,000.
No. So that's what you need to understand. So you have, let's say, A to Z, you have so many subcodes. I mean, PF registration, but all at the end of the day, KSRT is one single entity.
Yes.
And it has one PAN number.
Yes.
Correct. So when you have you registered for the scheme? Registered for the scheme?
Yes. Just we are registering, but we have given our local bank account. So that is also linked with same PAN number.
That's what.
So each division bank accounts.
See, whichever way you are registered, to my understanding of the back end, it will again take the PAN and one bank account. And for that PAN, it will calculate the PF, your baseline, across all the codes linked to that PAN.
Then it's okay.
So you will not get the benefit per depot, but you will get the benefit at KSRT.
As a corporation, we.
There is one question on the YouTube which is about smartphone is mandatory or not. This again from your own people community across events that you have conducted, what we have realized that the employee who comes to you need not have a smartphone. The HR, if he has a smartphone, they can use it and do all this process to get the FAT authorized. So that's a hint for you. So if you all have that problem, you can actually do this. And this I practically seen it also in some of the units where I have gone along with EPFO officers to see how this is working. And that is one method that they use. Okay, sorry, I interrupted a question, I think.
I have to say one thing, that to avail the benefit of this scheme, every employee has to be mandatorily registered under PMA VBRY scheme. That I have already explained in the PPTP. We have a counter outside also, where if anyone wants to get registered, they will register it there itself. We have another counter for generating UN number, and also there is a counter for feedback section also. So any employee who requires any kind of help registering, they can come and our person will help that employer to get it registered today itself, just now. Or if you want to know, that was the demonstration will also can be done there.
Yeah, it is there. If you open your login in EPFO employer login, there is a drop down. I think that's what they show. You just click it, then you can register. It's very simple. It asks for some 4 information. Your PAN number, the bank account to which you want, and then your GSTN registration. That's important for manufacturing, so you need to give that. See, there is another question which comes up about contractors and principal employees. How many of you employ contractors? Don't tell.
That's not really okay. You have any questions with regard to contractors and disability to get the benefit?
As we are the principal employer, the contractors also have their PF number. So do they also need to register, or only the principal employer?
Exactly the question I wanted to answer.
So the scheme goes by PF enrollment. If an establishment is enrolled for PF, which is in this case the contractor, it is the contractor who is eligible for the benefit. Okay, and again, contractor, his GSTN will not have a manufacturing linkage. So even if he is deputing people to you as a manufacturing unit, the benefit under him will be only for 2 years, not for 4 years. Is that clear? Yeah, but then what you need to, as a responsible employer, is to please ensure your contractors, 1, have their PF coverage, 2, they also register all these employees, they register themselves for this benefit, therefore the benefit goes to those employees as well. The other, there are quite, I think you have to really read the scheme, and you have any questions on that, please come back to us. There are things that you need to be very clear about, like what is a full completed wage month, right? For example, if somebody joins you between 1st and 5th of the month, then your pay contribution for that employee, his 6 months period starts from that month. If you have put a date of joining after 5th, that first month will not be considered as a completed wage month. So he has to be there with you for literally 7 months for him to get the benefit and for you as an employer to get the benefit. That's a very important aspect. You need to be very clear about that. So it is coordination and between your operations and your HR, that so that you don't miss on that date of joining, and therefore that benefit period gets beyond what is the minimum required. How many of you from seasonal employment? No? I wouldn't throw this. Okay. Nobody from seasonal. Yeah. No sugar industry in this region? So one question always comes from the fact that seasonal employment, they cannot fulfill 6 months and 12 months. So for eligibility, they have to be on your roll for 12 months. But contribution as such for seasonal industries is enough for 6 months. So that you need to understand. How many of you can answer one? What is wage here? On when you say wage, there are two wage concepts in this. On what is benefit calculator, incentive calculator, and on what you define as eligibility. So for 1 lakh, that is the definition of eligibility, that's your gross wages, right? And it is very important. What happens is employers normally don't disclose that. They, if for organizations which pay contribution on 15,000, not above or not actual basic, they normally go and disclose in the gross wages column just the 15,000. Don't do that, because that will be misinformation, and then calculation of incentive can be it will not be the right one to do. So you need to actually report, like you do in ESIC, the complete wages in that column, right? That's very important going forward. If you don't do that, that can lead to kind of issues, because obviously the system looks at, and then all the employees are drawing only 15,000, itself will raise issues, and then you might have queries coming towards you. So it's better to, this is because then you need to ensure as employers the right person gets the benefit, and also as employers you also get the benefit only for those people who are entitled to. I did that. Only KSRTC is exempt. Yeah, so for the exempted, are you sure if out of this only KSRTC team here is exempted organization?
Yes, only one.
Is there only one? Any of you who are not registered but you are kind of on the borderline between becoming PF coverable? So see, that's important again. The criteria for people who are already not registered, but then let's say you are coverable and during the scheme period, which is what, 1st August 2025 to 31st July 2027. Let us say you become coverable and then you apply for it, and then your baseline from the month you start contributing will be 20. After that, every month your additionality will be calculated, and both the person who is newly joining to such establishment and the establishment will get benefit as per the scheme from the date they get themselves registered. But if you take a voluntary coverage and for people less than 20, you are not eligible. But is there anyone who is already covered but with less than 20 in number? Yeah, I think there is an interesting linkage to it. We'll come to that. So for establishments which are already registered, there could be reason that they have come below 20, or they might have taken registration voluntarily. For if they are already registered as on 1/8/2025, then the baseline will be the average as we already discussed, right? And if that baseline is irrespective whether 50 or 20, if it is less than 50, you will get the benefit. But new establishment registering after the scheme start, the baseline will always be 20. Yeah, there is a question about spree. There is an interesting question. So if we bring them to PF, I use the word bring them very deliberately, PF, and of course it will be eligible. So there is a question that comes up, because then they have to be coverable for ESIC also on almost all cases. So that's where spree helps. You can till December, which is essentially the period for this scheme as well. If you disclose those numbers, then you also don't have the possibility of a penal action against you. So whatever is the date you disclose will be considered at the start he has had. So it's a great opportunity to kind of to normalize your employment, make them all formal employees, and both benefits of social security schemes are made available to your employees. That's an opportunity not only for somebody who is not registered in ESIC who wants to register now, but also for employers who, for whatever reason, have not disclosed some employees who are coverable under ESIC to cover them. Then you get the additional benefit of the VBRY as well.
May I ask how many of you are principal employers here? Show of hands. Principal employers? Okay, quite. And how many are contractual employers who are working for others, who are manpower sourcing agencies? They are principal employers.
They are also.
So how many of you work with contractors who are sourcing manpower for you? You are getting your manpower from some other agencies, some other contractual agency. How many? Okay, so if I can ask you, madam, you are a principal employee. You are hiring people yourself, and also you are having contractors who
also.
are sourcing manpower for you, right?
Security, housekeeping.
Yeah. So for those contractors also, this scheme is going to be very beneficial. So my request to all the principal employers, please tell your contractors also to register for this.
They already started doing registration.
Yeah, that's good. There was another gentleman there. Same thing to you, sir. Your contractor should also be brought onto this scheme.
Yes,
So-
ma'am, that's
yeah.
the question I asked.
Yeah, you did. There was another show of hands. You are doing that, right?
That's again an excellent opportunity if you're, let's say, working through a contractor who is not registered and all of that, to kind of convert them into this thing so that they become organized employees and their employees become formal employees, right? It's very important and it's a great opportunity. Sometimes for whatever reason may not have done that, but I think it may be the great opportunity to get them covered with an added incentive. So if there are no other questions, we'll stop here. But again, as RPFC sir had told you, there is a WhatsApp group. So if you are not in it, please use the help desk to get yourself there. If you have any doubts as to registration, etc., there are help desks out there. Please make use of that opportunity. More so, please interact with your other HR and IR who are part of other companies. Spread the message. If you have really looked at the scheme as an aspiration to bring in almost 3.5 new formal employment, and the way it is going, we are also encouraged of the registration, but it all also will help if you also be the ambassador and spread the word about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Madhu Damodaran sir, for this very informative interactive session. And thank you, Ms. Madhumita Das madam and Shri Raji Mukherjee sir for clarifying our participants' doubts. And thank you to all the participants for your active engagement and valuable insights. We are now very privileged to hear from our distinguished guest, Ms. Madhumita Das, Additional Secretary and Financial Advisor, Ministry of Labour and Employment, Government of India.
Good evening to all of you. Madhu Damodaran ji, our Mr. Hegde ji, both the ACCs, Anita Dikshit madam and Arif Lohani ji, and our ESIC IC, all our colleagues here from EPFO, ESIC IC, also colleagues from the Labour Commissioner, Central Labour Commissioner Office, and all of you from the industry who have joined us today. First of all, I am very happy to be in Mangalore. I had another meeting in Belgavi 2 days ago, and what I said in Belgavi also holds true for Mangalore. Very beautiful place, very clean air, and very good infrastructure. You have good weather. You are all to be congratulated that you stay in such salubrious places. I was also looking at the industry profile of Mangalore, and I find it is quite diverse. You have manufacturing industries in engineering sector, you have the petrochemical sector, you have a huge port that is a great boost to connectivity. You have also agro processing. I'm told cashew processing is very big. You are doing a large proportion of the cashew processing here. So I find that there are a lot of opportunities that Mangalore has in the future. Also, the education sector is huge in Mangalore, Manipal. My own daughter has done her graduation from Manipal University, so I know about the education sector here. All of these are well covered by EPFO. So this scheme that we have brought to you this time is to help you in doing your own work. You will be as industry, hopefully you are growing, your footprint is increasing, you will need more factors of production, labor being one of them. From the labor ministry, this is our effort towards making this factor of production at least more affordable for you. At the same time, support the first time worker, the first time employee who makes this transition from education to employment, to help them in their journey to sort of smoothen their learning curve. But mostly it is geared towards helping the employer in in supporting you in creating more employment. In a young country like India, where huge population gets educated and is ready to enter the labor market every year, it is incumbent upon everyone, including the government and the industry, to create opportunities for the youth. And to that extent, this is our effort to help you in growing. So when we were looking at the contours of this scheme, as you know, this scheme was originally announced in July 24 as part of the government's first budget, this current government's first budget. But we took some time to design the scheme, because we wanted to learn from our earlier schemes. Some of you might have participated in the PMRPY, like Madam said. Some of you might have participated in ABRY. And we tried to learn from those schemes and see that we designed the scheme in such a way that it is very easy for the employers to avail of this, and there is no extra compliance burdens that are created. At the same time, it takes care of the kind of loopholes that were there in other earlier schemes, which we have tried from our side to plug, so that there is no later on you don't have more compliances to bear. So what the scheme has been designed in such a way that you don't have to do anything extra except for the first time, one-time registration. And that registration is also not a registration per se. It is basically what we are wanting is that the details we did not have from you, which is since GSTN number is required so that we can distinguish who is a manufacturer, who is not a manufacturer. The bank account, your bank account we need so that we can give you this money. We need your PAN number, which we did not ask earlier ever, is because we want to have an aggregation at some level where you do not have to face difficulties afterwards. We also need to uniquely identify you as a employer. But having done that, once these informations are there, you don't need to do anything extra. You need to continue submitting your ECR, monthly ECRs, and all calculation will happen at the back end using the ECR. No further claims, nothing. Right? So, what is your baseline will get calculated through all the ECRs that you have submitted till now, or if you are a new to EPFO employer, then the baseline will be set at the base level of 20, and thereafter, depending upon what your ECR is showing, the numbers will be picked up from there. Whether the employee is continuing for 6 months or not, that also will be visible through your ECR. And thereafter, we will, the backend system will calculate how much is the incentive that you are, is due to you. It will keep accruing for 6 months, and at the end of 6 months, the payment will be made to your PAN-linked bank account. So, no further compliances are expected from you. So, why we need your GSTN number is to distinguish if you are a manufacturing sector employer, then we will support you for 4 years. If you are any other sector employer, then the benefit will come to you for 2 years. Whether you are maintaining the threshold required will come from what continuity we are seeing in your ECRs. So, we have tried to see that there are no extra burden on you. You do your work, you concentrate on growing your business. If you grow, we'll help you, we'll support you, right? So that is the idea. However, we understand that there will be issues, there will be questions that you will have, there will be glitches from time to time, and that is why I would request that today all those people who have registered here and otherwise also all the large employers and whoever gets added to the EPFO family, each of the regions, each of the zones, you should maintain a WhatsApp group and have the HRs of the various employers in that group, so that it is a discussion forum for all of you. You can also get a lot of questions answered through talking to each other, and EPFO of course will be there to answer the issues. We will also get a quick feedback from the ground as to what are the difficulties being faced or what are the new thoughts that are coming, right? So we are at the beginning of this scheme. The scheme has been launched last month, and I would request all of you to register quickly so that from your benefits start accruing immediately, and in the next 6 months you are eligible for your incentive payments, right? So I think we have tried to answer the questions that came from you. We have also prompted some questions from our side. Keep this interaction going. If you have other questions, you please use the WhatsApp forum and also your regular forum to throw them to EPFO and get the answers. And in the end, I wish all of you all the best. As the nodal officer for Karnataka, I will be very happy to see that this becomes the state that takes the maximum advantage of this incentive scheme. Government of India is there to help you. If you come forward, if you take benefit of the scheme, then probably Karnataka may be the first or the second in the country, and hopefully you will make the best use of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Madhumita Das, Madam, for that powerful and inspiring message. Your words reinforce the government's commitment to inclusive economic development through formal employment generation. As we approach the close of today's interaction, I would now like to invite Mr. Prakash Kalbhavi, past Chairman CII Mangaluru and Managing Director Kalbhavi Consumer Products Private Limited to deliver the vote of thanks, expressing our gratitude to the dignitaries, speakers and all attendees who contributed to the success of this event. Over to you, sir.
Dignitaries on the dais, all the participants for this program. It's my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks for this industry interaction of the Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. There are so many schemes that the government rolls out, and at the end of the day, how it is implemented is what that really matters. And the passion with which, the commitment and the passion with which the officials of the EPFO and the ESIC and the government is working, coming to our doorsteps and explaining these things. We are the beneficiaries, employers, employees, and the way they are pushing the scheme through to make us, help us all into this Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. I think it's something that we really appreciate, and first and foremost, I extend our deepest gratitude to our chief guest, Ms. Madhumita Das, Additional Secretary and Financial Advisor, Ministry of Labour and Employment, Government of India, for a gracious presence and for sharing the government's vision with us. Your guidance and perspectives will truly inspire industries in this region to actively embrace and benefit from this transformative initiative. Thank you very much. I also extend my gratitude to Ms. Anita Sinha Dikshit, Additional CPFC Headquarters, Bangalore, and Mr. Arif Lohini, Additional CPFC Karnataka and Goa, for their presence and encouragement. Our heartfelt thanks to Mr. Rajiv Mukherjee, RPFC Regional Office, Mangaluru, for his insightful presentation on the EPFO and supporting us to organize this seminar. Sir, thank you very much for the efforts that were put in. Mr. Vijayanand, Joint Director, ESIC Mangaluru, for sharing the ESIC's role in strengthening the social security for the employees, explaining that spree schemes that are coming out. Your contributions have brought great clarity in the implementation of the framework of PM VBRY scheme. I also wish to acknowledge with gratitude, I think the Sutradhar of this program, our own man at CII, Mr. Madhu Damodaran, CBT member, EPFO co-convener, CII, Karnataka Future Skills and IR Panel 25-26, and member Executive Committee of EFI, Regional Managing Director, Amalgams. And for suggesting to hold this program in Mangalore and bringing this program to Mangalore. Thank you very much, Madhu, for this initiative. A special word of appreciation goes to all our distinguished members from the industry and your active participation, valuable inputs, encouragements. Your presence and interactions today reaffirm the strength of the collaboration between the industry and the government, and will go a long way in ensuring success of this PM VBRY scheme of the region. I also thank all the officials of the EPFO organization, ESIC. I also see the labor union here, so thank them also, and all you participants, the HRs from various industry and institutions who have come here in big numbers. Thank you one and all. With this, we wish to bring this session to close. Let us carry forward the insights gained today and work together towards building a stronger workforce and contributing to the vision of the Viksit Bharat. Thank you very much.